Hey, what's up, everybody? Frank Proctor here to talk to you about the Kimber 2K11. It's a pretty cool gun. It's going to be launching November 22nd of 2024. Been kind of part of this gun just a little bit. Kimber reached out to me early this year. I think it was like February or March of 2024 about doing a training event for the launch of this pistol. Went down to the factory, talked with the engineers and product developers, the manufacturing people that were responsible for this gun. Got to get some, give a little bit of input and look at a lot of the backside stuff on it. You know, pretty cool experience for me. Would like to share this with you about what I know about Kimber and the relationship I've had with them since early this year. Really good people. I like where their head's at as a company, what they want to do with the guns. They reached out to me as a shooter, asking me, hey, what do I think about, how the guns are built or features they need or different type models or whatever that might do well, in the shooting world. So I've been really happy with that, and really dug it, how receptive they are to the things that I brought to the table based on my experiences and observations, and what makes a gun a little bit more shootable. So this gun, this is something they've been working on for a little while, and see, I got a chance to kind of talk with them a little bit along the way, and give a little bit of feedback, and some of the things have been implemented in there. And maybe we see some other stuff going forward and some other models too. But this is a really cool gun. I've got the slide locked back to the rear here, so maybe you can see some kind of neat feature stuff. If you go to Kimber's website, you'll be able to see in their social media, you'll be able to see some really nice pictures and the variants of the different colors and whatnot. This gun, I've had this gun in my possession since I think somewhere around June or July of this year of 2024. And this gun is kind of in the prototype kind of phase there. This is actually serial number 2. So what you see on this gun, you'll see a lot of that on the production guns, but they'll be a lot nicer looking because I've absolutely beat the crap out of this gun and testing some stuff and kind of playing around with some different features and safeties and back straps or BB tails and stuff that I wanted to try on there. So they've been pretty cool with like, hey, try it out, see what you think, so anyway, so this gun looks a little bit rough because I have been using it and kind of play around with trying some different things on it. But I don't know if you can see there, but the fluting on the barrel, you can see more of it back in here at the chamber area there. Really cool looking stuff there, the way they designed their slide cuts, kind of neat looking, kind of unique, and also in a very functional place for manipulating the slide up front. Not any sharp edges on this gun in regards to the serrations and manipulation cuts and whatnot. They're all optic ready. They got 2 different types of iron sight plates you're going to see. I really like this one. It's just a fixed iron sight plate, and probably in the future you'll see a Y-notch version of this. But they also have a Bomar style rear sight plate, so if you want to shoot iron sights, you can have a really well set up iron sight pistol. Take the plate off of there. They use some different plates for different optics if you want to do an optic on there. The slide's flat topped, a little bit of tri-topped as well. The frame, they did some pretty neat stuff with the frame. I personally never seen it, never done it. I think it's a product of like over insert magazines, but apparently on 2011 type pistols, people bend the ejector by seating the magazine too hard, like doing a slide lock reload. Okay. Well, Kimber did something kind of neat with their frame to prevent that. They did some dimensional stuff up there with the frame where the magazine will only seat so far, versus what some people do with base pads, limiting how far the thing seats. So I thought that was pretty cool. The gun will come with, from the factory, comes with ambi safeties. I'm playing around with a stand chin single-sided safety. I kind of dig single-sided safety stuff. Other stuff I'm kind of playing around with too. Kind of fitted a extended slide release on this thing, an extended magazine release. This is the factory grip module. I think you're gonna like it. I like it. It's got really good texture to it, but it's not overly aggressive where it's gonna like make you bleed. But you know, if your hands are sweating, they're gonna stick well to this thing. They did some kind of neat stuff with this undercut here that feels pretty good. Kind of a unique trigger shape there, or you know, trigger guard shape. Lost the word for a moment. It'll come with a flat trigger. I'm playing around with just a little bit shorter trigger in this one. What else kind of cool on there? Yeah, I'll come back around to it. Oh, the factory trigger stuff. Incredibly impressed with the factory trigger. Doing kind of some neat stuff with some processes on there. And I've got this one just tuning around on the sear spring and trigger return side of it, you know, to my preferences. This thing breaks clean and reliable, just under 3 pounds. I could probably go more, but I kind of dig that range. Just under 3 pounds works really well. External extractor. Don't know if you can see that or if I've mentioned that yet, but this gun has an external extractor. You know, not that an internal extractor is not an undoable thing or an untunable thing in 1911s or 2011s, but sometimes it's an issue, creates some feed or extraction issues. Kimber went with an external extractor on this, and it works perfect. Like I told you, I've had this gun since either June or July. I have not had a single malfunction of any kind with this gun. Also have been a part of a couple of different events where a lot of different people were shooting the guns. At the launch event, we had, I think, 20 something guns going at one time. And I kind of looked down the line and kind of watched, see what was going on. You know, different shooters, different abilities, experience levels, whatnot, you know, but I was looking and every one of the guns was extracting and ejecting exactly the same. That was pretty impressive to me. If you've ever shot a pistol with a slide mount dot, you may know, may not know, but it is a thing that if the brass is not set up, it doesn't eject well between the extractor and the ejector, like which direction and slide speed, how the brass gets out of the gun. If it just hangs up there, frequently when the slide comes back forward, it hits in the optic, which is probably not a really good thing for the glass, and definitely not a good thing for obstructing your vision when you're trying to shoot. They did some stuff with this one, with what they did with their ejection port and the extractor and ejector, where this thing sends brass pretty much straight that way. And I thought it was kind of impressive that day. I watched 20 different people shoot them at the same time. All of the guns were ejecting the same way, same pattern. Pretty neat. Like I say, I don't know how many thousands of rounds I've got on this gun, but flawless, zero malfunctions. Gun runs fast, runs well, it's accurate, pretty slick too for a straight out of the box gun. If you like, say, take a look at Kimber's website and their social media, and look at some of the other color patterns that are out there, I think you'll really like it. You know, it's got a lot of like cool looking stuff that some different folks like. I'm just a shooter, so just a plain kind of gun that runs well works for me. But this one looks really cool and also works good, so I think you'll dig it. My gun is like a Kimber coat, like not really Cerakote, but something they're equivalent of. The fact the production guns are not DLC. Yeah, I think it is DLC. But they got a nice durable hard coating on there. Take a look at that, like I say, on their website. Magwell. They worked with Stan Chin on the magwell for this thing, and it's kind of a unique magwell. When I first looked at it, I was like, typically we're, if you've run, 2011s and, ran a magwell on there, you're looking at something that kind of goes this way. This one kind of does a little bit more of this. If you can see down in there or not. It works really well. I'll show you a video of doing some reloads. It works really well. And I have a pretty big hand, and something usually that happens with magwells that flare out this way a lot. When you get in there and get a hold of the gun, it kind of cramps your hand in there a little bit. The way Stan designed this one, it really doesn't do that, even with a pretty good sized hand. And it's not really over the top race looking, Some folks don't really want that. So you got kind of a neat, little bit more low profile kind of look, but reloads really well. Kind of neat stuff there too. The way they fluted the barrel, the way it all kind of finishes up. Well, I said fluted the barrel, but the way they kind of crown and recess the barrel there, really kind of neat looking. Like I say, it's got a lot of like really cool aesthetic features. They're also functional, and then overall the gun itself is like very functional and can be quite performance oriented. It is a bull barrel, and it has a toolless guide rod, but it's a little bit different design than anything else you've seen. This one, the way you lock the reverse plug onto the guide rod is you turn the end of the guide rod. It's like two pieces there, not really a two-piece guide rod, but you turn it and it locks, and you can take the gun apart and the spring's already captured, and then you can put it back into the gun and release it. Kind of a neat thing. You'll see more stuff, close-up video kind of stuff on their website and social media on more of these features. But hey, that's a little bit of a rundown on my take as a shooter, what this gun's all about. I'll show you some video. You'll probably see a little bit more now. Now that I'll shoot a little bit more out there in public, since it's going to be out and launched. So anyway, check it out, the Kimber 2K11. Go see what you think about it, or come to a class, shoot mine, see what you think about this one. That's what I got for right now. We'll see y'all later.